Excellency Governor, Mrs. Harriet Cox, Honorable Deputy Premier and Minister of Buildings, Utilities, Infrastructure, Labor, Transportation and Ecclesiastical Affairs, Mrs. Veronica Dorset Hector, specially invited guests, exhibitors, sponsors, members of the Council of the Montserrat National Trust, Executive Director and staff of the Montserrat National Trust, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Council and Management, staff, and members of the Trust, it is a singular honor and pleasure to welcome you to this opening ceremony this afternoon. Welcome to ALLIOUAGANA Adorned. The Montserrat National Trust Flower Show is a cherished tradition. It first started in November of 2013 and was an annual event until what I like to call the COVID hiatus. In 2021 and 2022, the flower show was suspended as a consequence of our visit from the COVID pandemic. And then we recommenced in 2023 and have continued until today. So today's event is a celebration. It's a celebration of creativity, patience, dedication. The displays you will see when you enter that door represent many hours of careful work by our talented gardeners, our horticulturalists, and our floral artists. Events like this remind us of the important role that plants and flowers play in our lives, in our homes, in our communities, and that they actually bring people together. It also gives us an opportunity to inspire new gardeners and to encourage the preservation of our national spaces, which after all is one of the issues close to the Montserrat National Trust. On Montserrat, we are blessed with rich soil, sunshine, and rainfall, and a natural environment that allows flowers and plants to flourish. So this opportunity reminds us also how important it is to appreciate the things I just listed and to do all that we can to protect these gifts of divine origin. So everyone, whether it is your first time at one of our flower shows or it is your 12th time, you are most welcome. We hope that you enjoy the show, and more importantly, I hope that you take home lots of inspiration, maybe feel encouraged to plant something new or to start a garden. Because after all, that would be the best outcome of this event. So thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting this beautiful tradition. And thank you for the gardens that you are going to nourish and grow. Our program this afternoon consists of several remarks, which will be brief, just so that you get a gist of what is happening. And so first, I want to invite the representative of the government of Montserrat this afternoon, the Deputy Premier and Minister of Buildings that I already outlined, Mrs. Veronica Dorset Hector, to bring some brief remarks at this time. Madam Minister.
Madam Chair, Her Excellency the Governor, our Director, Mrs. Sarita Francis, and members of the Council and staff and special invited guests, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
The honor and pleasure is mine to bring remarks on behalf of the Honorable Premier, who is away at this time, the Government of Montserrat, and the people of Montserrat at this year's Montserrat National Trust Flower Show and Tea Party under the theme, ALLIOUAGANA Montserrat Adorned, Accents of our Traditional Yard. Whilst the Tea Party celebrates under this theme, parasols and petals, both celebrating our flowers, fauna, medicinal herbs, no doubt, foods, culture, and history. As we have heard, the show began back in 2013 and continued until Doctor's COVID. She led us through that ordeal. Yes, she did. And so today, the National Trust, you have done it again. The flower show and tea party, as you would have heard, I consider to be major, and we look forward to it. It's celebration and preservation of our history, our heritage, and our culture. It's the Trust living up to its mission. For 55 years, the National Trust, through various mediums and efforts, have dedicated and advanced its mission of preserving the past, protecting the present, and enriching the future. Under the authority of statute, the National Trust Ordinance of 1970. From the outset, the Trust serves as guardian, steward, and manager. Yes, it's responsible for many of our sites. Some have been destroyed through volcanic activity, but one of my favorites was that of the sugar mill which they restored at Richmond Hill. Today they continue to manage the museum. As guardian and steward and manager, it has honored, in our view, its main objective, along with its partners, to conserve and enhance the beauty of Montserrat, to preserve and rehabilitate our historical sites, our documents, our photograph, and digitizing. And I understand that you all are even making advances towards those expensive funeral programs, whilst preserving our fauna and flora and other elements of the Montserrat ecosystem. It has helped us to learn to appreciate, as Madam Chair said, and value the gifts that we have naturally, the beauty of our island, our heritage, through your many public awareness mediums. The Trust continues to labor assiduously to do all it can to secure UNESCO heritage status for Montserrat. And I do concur with the Trust when it says we have been at the forefront of preserving and conserving the natural, cultural, historical, and archaeological heritage of Montserrat. We must applaud them for all they have done through the years. I expect an applause. The evidence speaks for itself. It's not a delusion. It is not wishful thinking. They're doing just that today at this beautiful site, preserving the past, protecting the present, and enriching our future. It has nurtured and preserved and protected this very site over the years. These gardens are a beautiful space for learning, enjoyment, showcasing some of the best that Montserrat has to offer. Its various gardens, its exhibitions, its archives, while allowing us to celebrate lectures and meetings. I have witnessed the hard work over the years that has brought it to this place. And I say they are following their mandate, and our children and visitors will learn a lot today from their yard experience. Lessons, I hope, that would inspire us to protect what we have and not allow them to die, to enrich our future through sharing and preserving the many things we take for granted. At this time of our St. Patrick's celebration, it is symbolic of our history and our spiritual journey, the yard. What happened in the yard that afternoon of the rebellion? Were the women walking with their parasols among the petals? Were my ancestors observing from a distance in the yard? Our symbols of triumph, of strength, and still seeking to find ourselves. But the trust, you no doubt will agree with me, has become a symbol of continuity and strength and commitment and perseverance and determination. Resilience that we speak about, giving to volunteerism, service and stewardship. It reflects the ability to overcome and progress, even through adversity. Yes, with partners. We do not do this alone. We take this journey together. We salute the work of the current director and her counsel, Mrs. Sarita Francis again, and all former directors, members past and present, and the staff, especially who take care of the gardens and all our treasures. You have also created opportunities for young people. You've empowered them through skills gained on various projects. You're nurturing stewards and guardians and managers for the future. The government and people of Montserrat register our deep gratitude and appreciation for your invaluable work undertaken day after day. And we are indeed proud of this noble establishment and its achievements. You may say, Deputy Premier, put your money where your mouth is. So I have to say, of course, as a government, we truly wish we could do more financially. And so I take this opportunity to record in the archives our thanks to all the volunteers, our partners, the persons locally, regionally, our diaspora worldwide, who contribute to the work of the Trust, giving of their time, their talent, and their treasure. I know, and we know, that today's activities will be a success, and I'm looking forward to seeing the adorned accents of the traditional year. I could not bring my parasol. It's broken. But I am sure there are others who would be adorned with their hats and their parasols today. Let's take a moment to reflect on the yard. A yard, no doubt, will reflect the life of our ancestors, our people, my own childhood, your own childhood. It brings back many fond memories and perhaps not so fond ones too. I will certainly not trade the washing machine for the bath pan. And the yard has helped to shape me. It has helped to shape us for who we are today, our values, our beliefs. It has taught us kindness, to share, skills developed, to be creative. Together, we will be in the yard again. A meeting place, strengthening the community, rekindling of relationships and friendships, and commitment too. A day of reflecting on our heritage, a history lesson, lest we forget. As we traverse the yard, we will undoubtedly reflect on our journeys as individuals and as a people. The yard also had its hardships and pain, where we learned survival skills. Jim Allen, no doubt, practiced in the yard. My first teaching lesson was in the yard. And I've heard many preachers who have also preached to the trees and the fowls in the yard. That is where we learned our skills. We also learned how to behave. You don't very smart people, we're big people. And I'm trying to be nice. Picking nigger, no berry, we're big people berry. Listen, small donkey, have big ears. So what you think they did? They behaved like they were spies in Ludlum books and went into the yard to speak. Or was it just to gossip a bit? In any way, it was part of the yard's culture. But lest we forget, with the hardship and the pain, we learned to survive. And we came through Yahweh, our Jehovah, our Jesus, who gave us the strength and the hope. My heartfelt congratulations to you and the Montserrat National Trust, Madam Sarita, as you and your team continue to serve us with grace and with dignity. We pray God's blessings and prosperity upon the trust. Thank you so much as you seek to preserve the past, protect the present, and enrich the future through our yard experience, parasites and petals. Thank you.
Thank you for the reminder, lest we forget. Any venture that you undertake, whether individually or as a group or as an organization such as the Montserrat National Trust, requires collaboration. And the gentleman I'm about to introduce to you has been more than a collaborator for the Montserrat National Trust. Way back in 2013, Mr. Anthony Tankai held our hands through the process of our first flower show, and he has been on board ever since. So I invite Mr. Anthony Tankai, who's a former president of the Trinidad Horticultural Society, to bring some brief remarks at this time.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Thank you. Her Excellency Harriet Cross, Madam Premier, Deputy Premier, Veronica Dorset Hector, staff of the National Trust, Director, Madam Sarita Francis, ladies and gentlemen, thank you. It is indeed a pleasure being here once again. Having been here from its inception in 2013 and until COVID hit every year since. Coming from Trinidad, we are faced with challenges from airlift, bringing in the blooms that you will experience when you go through, but it is always a pleasure. Being a part of the judging team, working along with the judges, guiding them as to judging, and the exhibitors, showing them tips on how to present the exhibits, it has always been a rewarding exercise. And it has been a pleasure coming here time and time again. Having listened to Deputy Premier and her wonderful presentation, there's not much more I can say. She covered it all, and thank you for that. To Mr. Seelys, as show chair, he has put in human service. Behind the scenes, his committee, Mr. Chad Kumabach, construction manager, and all the different portfolios that he took under his helm. Thank you and congratulations. On behalf of the people of Trinidad and the Horticultural Society, and by extension the Orchid Society, of which I'm also a former president and existing committee member, we wish to congratulate the National Trust and the people of Montserrat for continuing to build on these shows. We have seen the growth over the 13 years that we have been doing it, and we can only say it will get better with time. So Sarita, Chris, and the entire team, I'd like to say thank you, and thank you for having me, and congratulations.
Thank you, Anthony. Now, any organization also has a structure, and whereas the Montserrat National Trust has a council and we have an executive director, we also have a flower show committee on an annual basis. The chair of that committee will now come and bring some remarks. Please help me welcome Mr. Chris Seelys.
Our Governor, our Deputy Premier, Executive Director, members of the public, our media, ZGB, our supporting partners, most of all our council that has allowed us to do the work over the years. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of the Montserrat National Trust and the Flower Show community, I would like to join the President in welcoming you to this annual flower show under the theme, ALLIOUAGANA ADORNED, Accents of Our Traditional Yard. Today, we celebrate more than flower. We celebrate the spirit of home. Our traditional yard are living stories, places of beauty and practicality, where flowers, fruits, herbs, ornamentals are carefully crafted, have shaped Montserrat's life for generations. This show is your invitation to honor that legacy and showcase it proudly as we pass it on. I want to sincerely thank every exhibitors, gardeners, designers, volunteer, and sponsors who have contributed time, talent, and heart to make this event possible. Your displays reminds us that beauty can be grown with patient care and commitment. To our judge and technical team, thank you for bringing your expertise and fairness to the process. To the staff of the Montserrat National Trust and the committee members who have worked behind the scene, often late evening and early mornings, thank you for your dedication. This flower show happens because of a teamwork, and I'm truly grateful. A special thanks to you is also extended to our sponsors and partners. It's not just your financial support, it's an investment in national pride, community and well-being, youth engagement, and environmental appreciation. Because of you, the flower show can continue to inspire, educate, and bring our community together year after year. Today, I wish to formally recognize and thank Montserrat Tourism Board, Montserrat Building Society, Guardian Investment and Consultant Services, Delta Petroleum, St. Patrick's Cooperative Credit Union, Honorable Premier, Bank of Montserrat, Ministry of Finance, Shamrock Investments, Industries, Cross-Cutting Detail, ID Montserrat, Johnny Maker Fashion, Engineering, Design and Construction, Ministry of Agriculture, Land, Housing and Environment, MSO Limited, Benny's, CG United, Mr. Ryan, Gary Morton, and the students of the Montserrat Community College who assisted as clerk who assisted our judge during the flower show judge activity. Each sponsors listed, please accept our sincere appreciation. Your generosity helped us improve and show support, prizes displayed, and strengthen the work of the Montserrat National Trust, especially the Botanical Garden and the wider conservation mission. As we enjoy the exhibits, I encourage everyone to take your time, walk through, ask questions, learn something new, and most of all, be inspired. Let this flower show remind us that our natural environment is a gift, and our traditional yard are an important part of our cultural identity. Before I close, I want to share a special note about our main display, which features our traditional dwelling. The central display is present in honor of our late Dr. Lydia Parsifal, who contributed to Montserrat. Her contribution to Montserrat was truly invaluable. Dr. Parsifal dedicated much of her work to documenting and understanding Montserrat's people, culture, and landscape. In her research on the traditional house yard, helped preserve the story of how our yards have shaped daily life, identity, community across a generation. Our traditional yard is not just a place of plants, it's a living expression of who we are. It is where beauty meets purpose, where herbs, ornamental, fruit trees, and familiar items come together in a space as it reflects family, community, and pride. By featuring the house yard as our main display, we pay tribute to Dr. Paulsifer's work, as we also reaffirming that our traditional yard deserves to be celebrated and protected. We are grateful for her legacy, and we are proud to honor her in this meaningful way. May this display inspire us to look at our yard not only with appreciation, but with renewed commitment to keep our culture and natural heritage alive. I also want to offer a heart thanks to our Flower Show committee for their time, planning, and dedication. Mr. Chad Cumberbatch, Mr. Jim Brown, Ms. Kathleen Kiddy, Ms. Lynn Thurban, Roslyn Allen, Loretta Daly, Daphne Castle, Claude Brown. To the National Trust staff, thank you for ensuring that this event planning became a reality. Our team, our office team, Helen Robinson, Pharmacia Olivia Isaac, Faye Needham, our garden staff, Victor Brown, Tumba, Philman Murray, Mapai, Samantha Springer, Johnson Lodius, Lavo Sajou, and Kenrick Foster. Your work and commitment are deeply appreciated. And lastly, but certainly not least, thank you, our Executive Director, Mistress Sarita Francis. Your leadership and for allowing us to see your vision come to light. Thank you for all of you for being here. Your support to the Montserrat National Trust, and thank you for keeping Montserrat beautiful. Enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to give another round of applause to the entire team, because they make it look easy. It's not an easy job. Only one more thing standing between you and seeing the exhibition. And so I'm going to invite Her Excellency the Governor to give some remarks, and then we will also invite her to cut the ribbon, and after she has and declare the show open. And I'm going to crave your indulgence by asking you to please allow our specially invited guests to go through the exhibition, and then it will be open to all and so. Your Excellency, the microphone is yours. Please welcome her.
Hello, good afternoon, everybody. I am really sorry to be the person standing between you and the best afternoon you've had all week, perhaps all year. My remarks will be brief. But as you can tell, I'm quite excited about being here today at this flower show. It's my first Montserrat National Trust flower show. But it's also, I think, my first flower show ever, which is a shocker, really, now I'm thinking about it. But please let me stand on protocol already established. I mean, I am just so excited to see the celebration of colour and creativity and community. And all the previous speakers have touched on all of those. It was wonderful to hear the remarks about the history and how the culture has led us to where we are today. Let me also pass on my personal thanks to the National Trust, to the volunteers, to the organisers, to the exhibitors, I really recognise, as you've said, Madam President, all the hard work that's made today possible. If it looks easy, you can be sure it was hard. So I think this is a really good example of sort of community engagement and community action really coming to the fore and making a big difference. I think it's very clear from what I've heard and from what I've seen during my time here that people's houses and house yards and gardens are places of pride and care and creativity in Montserrat. I think they really do reflect the character of Montserrat. So I see resourcefulness, I see resilience in the plants. I mean, they have to be with some of the hurricane season downpours that we get. But it's a real sort of pride and care in even the smallest backyard, which I think is really nice to see. And actually, I think another thing about this flower show is that it speaks to national development in Montserrat, which is something that is very close to my heart. So yes, it happens through the big projects. We're talking about the hospital, and we've got the airport control tower. There's a lot of new infrastructure and buildings in Montserrat. Thank you, Minister Bilty. But actually, national development also happens through events like this, through people coming together, through partners from the region coming together and sharing knowledge and putting their time and effort into things like this, which draw people together. I love the fact that the theme is house yards. They really are expressions of Montserrat's culture. And we've heard about the fact that it's food, it's medicine, it's family life, all mixed together. And I have been learning firsthand. So I just moved into a new house in Montserrat. It was an old house that was redone. And I'm doing a small garden kitchen at the moment, a small kitchen garden. I'm not building a small kitchen in the garden. So I've got herbs, I've got peppers, I've got spinach, and I've started to grow 2 avocado trees just from the stones. I don't know if anybody here has done that. I've got a glass of water, and I've got an avocado stone, and I've got just little sticks, and they're growing. And at some point, I will be able to plant an avocado tree. I don't think I will benefit from the fruit of that tree, but it's a small legacy. And I think again, everybody who is involved in this flower show is leaving a little bit of legacy of their own behind as well, which I think is really nice. If anybody's got any gardening tips for me, please do find me later on this afternoon and let me know. I think we've also heard about the importance of celebrating our natural environment, again talking about protecting green spaces. We do need to build in Montserrat, we do need social housing, but these green spaces are so important to people's mental health, which again genuinely feeds into economic development. People have to be nurtured as well. So I'm really pleased to see that. Thank you for the stewardship that Montserrat National Trust shows in this regard. We've heard, thank you Minister, about the past, the present and the future. The fact that we are still honouring traditions that are hundreds, if not thousands of years old, and inspiring the younger generation. I know I've heard about Monty's ambassadors. That's really exciting too. I hope that, I know there will be children coming to look around this as well, which is great. So just to finish off by again congratulating the growers. I know this is just a few days, but it's been many months in coming. And really celebrating not just the plants but the community spirit as well. So thank you, I'm really excited about what I'm going to see behind these doors. So shall I go to this? Okay. Right. I officially declare 2026 Montserrat National Trust Flower Show open!
People who know about the flower show, let me just press and
okay, right. Wow, look at this! Amazing! Oh my goodness!
A small shell seed, you mean? A small shell seed.
Wow!
This is incredible. Wow, absolutely beautiful.
lot of work in getting it to this stage.
Yes.
From the growers' perspective, it's a lot of effort.
I'm not surprised this is personalised. So unusual. It's like an animal.
Well,
Yes.
it's called a scorpion orchid because it looks like a scorpion. These are all cut orchids. Yes.
Right. Gosh, look at the colour. Ah, my goodness.
It's roselle. Oh, they call it coxcomb. Because it looks like a coxcomb.
Wow. Very proud.
Natia and Ranger, the videographer, she created this.
Wow.
Both ladies.
I love the fact that outside the skirt was blowing.
Yes, it had movement.
Yes, yes. And has blessed us over the years with her creativity. Really designing our costumes, yes.
This is a pot flower section.
This one.
It's,
Ah, that's definitely
belongs to
Russell.
Promenade family.
Wow.
Like a comb.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
like a
so
comb.
touching.
Yeah, and the colors. Look at the yeah. Almost imitating the national flower.
The dancing lady.
See?
The skirt.
Look at that, look at the delicacies.
Silver Hill.
Wow!
Yes, during the dry season.
I've
there's
never
about
seen
lots of
it.
them. Yes, yes. Silver Hills. We have both the purple and the yellow.
I've never seen it.
So you go up there during May into June and you see them blooming on the
In
house.
all the glory.
Yes.
All right.
Can you bring it home? Can you bring it home? I've never seen this color. It's almost unreal.
Yes.
It's almost like it's eaten.
It's so yes.
Yes, they have it there.
But one thing is not time for it. There was never over time, you know. We were wondering
This one is the creative section.
in that garden, okay. So you can
Yeah.
like
I've just got one of these in my garden. And now it's sprouted, loads of other ones.
that is something
Yeah.
that is just can guide you on flower
That one is a little snake-like. This is spider.